So, on to my next explanation. This one is deeply rooted in all faiths, and I will try not to go on for too long. It comes from digging deeper into their faith, mostly out of the intention of furthering the relationship with their deity. Before making this decision, they have been active members, paying attention to the priest or imam, going through youth groups, attending religious camps, scripture study, and have found it all fascinating and enlightening. They have enjoyed the camaraderie of learning about their God with others who share that wonder and excitement. They share spiritual experiences with their congregation, going through all the steps one is expected to take to further their faith. Then they feel they need more. They want to be closer to God. They desire to learn all they can. These people often decide to go through whatever rites of passage are required to become a teacher of their faith. It begins innocently enough, with an honest desire to become more knowledgeable. A few different things can happen. They start finding passages they've never heard before, learning historical facts about how their book was written. They learn who actually wrote the different parts and the chronological order in which it was written, as opposed to the chronology of the events. They begin to see contradictions, so they seek answers. The answers they get from their sect leaders seem dismissive. The ones they get from the higher-ups in the faith seem obscure and more like they're making excuses. But they press on. They search all the resources about defending the faith, as this is going to be a big part of what will occur as they ascend further into the hierarchy. They wish to arm themselves to defend their beliefs. Some even begin researching other religions to prepare themselves for what kind of explanations or questions they might encounter. It's this research that can begin to cause them to question what it is they believe and why. They read about other deities and find them silly and don't understand how people could be so foolish as to believe Muhammad was carried up to heaven by angels, or Joseph Smith was given 2 gold tablets with new scripture, or that Jesus came back from the dead, then ascended bodily into heaven. Before they can finish laughing it off, they begin to see how little difference there is between what they believe and what others believe. This is where questioning their reasons for believing comes into play. They start to see that if they want to value truth and honesty above comfort and emotions, then they need to put aside their personal desires and truly ask themselves to make sense of their religion, without the excuses and apologies. Why should a mortal man be making up excuses or trying to explain why God does what he does anyway? Now this puts them in a very uncomfortable position. If this only strengthens their faith, then the rest is history. But if they come to doubt, and that doubt is only deepened by what they find, then a choice must be made. Continue their studies, become a priest, spread the comfort to the masses, make everyone they knew growing up proud and happy, but betray themselves. Or be true to what they believe. Be honest with their family and friends, even at the risk of being exiled. Stand to lose everything and everyone they ever knew. Abandon the only thing they have studied and know. Realize that as an adult, they will need to start from scratch, building new friendships, making new connections, learning a new trade, and do it all on their own, with no supernatural force guiding or backing them, and no family, friends, or support groups. If they go the second route, even though it is the more difficult decision to make, and they succeed, they realize that they did it with their morals intact and on their own. It is much more gratifying and empowering to overcome a difficulty or hardship through the power of your own convictions rather than to lean on a supernatural force. But if they go the other route, then they keep their family and friends. They keep their career in a field they have studied all their life. They know all the answers. They have to become a great actor, convincing others that they still believe. There are many people in the more prestigious ranks of a religion that suffer from this inner conflict. Well, I think I have gone on long enough, and I'm running out of time. I hope you have found my ramblings entertaining at least, and enlightening at most. As I said before, these are not supposed to be reasons to convince you. They are not supposed to prove religion is false. They are not required to call oneself an atheist. They are merely to help others understand why someone would say, I am an atheist. Until we meet again.